we'll record it as well.
Dude, what's up?
How you doing, brother? I'm so excited to it feels like I'm actually meeting you in a sense. I love your videos, man. I got a lot of respect for you, man. I got a lot of respect for you.
Wow, thank you so much, man. That means a lot. I really appreciate it. And you've got your own happiness thing going on. That's awesome.
Yeah. I felt like our paths were meant to cross for sure, man. Funny enough, one of my good buddies who actually does some videos for me, Tucker Johnson, he showed me your page and he was like, dude, you got to check this out. Like, this guy's on to something. And I started watching your videos, and the first one I watched was the Indian girl who was by the shore.
Yeah.
She ran away from home, and I watched like all 7 of them or whatever. And I was like, dude, this guy's on to something. And it's funny because I tell people I shouldn't say that I tell them not to, but sometimes people ask surface level questions, you know, how are you doing? You know, what are you doing for work now? We should hang out soon. And people think it's weird sometimes, but I just ask them, like, how are you doing? Are you happy? You know? So I got a lot of respect for you, man. I think our paths were definitely meant to cross for sure.
Yeah, dude, it's such a meaningful question. I didn't really know what I was getting into when I first started asking people that question. I thought,
Right.
oh, it might be interesting, it might not be. I didn't realize it would serve as a window to their soul. It's as if, that question kind of forces them to look back on their entire life and, within a split second, give their statement on their life experience or what they're going through at that time. So yeah, it's been an exciting road. A lot of people have been connecting with it. I don't even think it's about whether or not the answer is yes or no. I think it's like people just felt open to be really honest in the interviews, and people connect to that honesty.
I think it's the sheer fact that you're getting beyond the surface. You're going deep, you're getting real. And regardless of whether the answer is yes or no, people are realizing, oh shit, like, my happiness matters. Like, and if the answer is no, that is awesome. Do you understand how good that is? Now we can address it. Now we can find out why, and we can start making lasting change towards that.
Exactly. So tell me about your project. Tell me about what you do.
So it's not as much a project for me as a mission, I should say.
Okay.
I want to end human suffering for as many people as possible. So I'm a coach. So through the trials and tribulations that I've had in my journey, and I can kind of share with you my story and what invoked me to live life so passionately, but I want to show as many people as possible I'm not some crazy superhuman who got lucky and did this. Anybody can do this. And I want to show everybody, as many people as possible, the tools, the habits, the rituals, the keys to finding that happiness, right? To be able to say, yeah, I am truly happy. Every day I wake up to breathe fresh air and am alive. I am so stoked on that this is a gift, you know?
How did you come to this mission?
Well, there's a lot of different parts to it, but I'll tell you this. Throughout high school, I started to get really wrapped up, in my self-image and what people thought about me, fitting in, having the right friends or the popular friends. And, I just started abusing substances. And before I knew it, it just got to a point where I was selling and using Xanax. And if you're not familiar with Xanax, it's an anti-anxiety medication, very, very widely prescribed across the United States. And it just got to a point, man, and I'd never really been a big drinker. And even to this day, I'm not really a drinker, but for whatever reason, Xanax made me want to drink. So it got so bad, I'd start popping Xanax bars, and there was one night I took a whole Xanax bar and drank a whole entire fifth of vodka to myself, like these amounts that, they can literally make you die when you start intertwining these substances. And I had probably 5 or 6 occasions where, I very easily could have overdosed, or if my tolerance wasn't in the right place, something could have happened to me. And one night, man, I was so screwed up and I was so high that I went into my closet and I grabbed a 38 special and I put it to my head and I pulled the trigger. And it didn't fire, thank God, because the gun quit working the last time I had fired it. And I knew this, but I wanted to play with fate a little. And I wanted to see, I wanted to see if I was meant to be here, or if I was meant to end my own suffering. And as I pulled that trigger and I heard the hammer click, it was like I split into this dimension or an alternate reality where I saw what would have happened if that bullet had gone through my brain. and I saw these intense images of my little sister walking into the room, seeing my brains blown out, all the pain, the agony, and the suffering that I would have caused amongst other people, my own family, because I was so selfish and I was so wrapped up in escaping my own pain, that I didn't realize that I'd be hurting so many other people by what I thought was healing or curing myself, or taking myself out of this world. And as those images played through my head, I instantly realized what I had just done. You know, if the gun had fired, I would have never really been able to take that back, and I would have regretted it. And I realized that in that very moment. And I kind of got frustrated at myself, like freaking out, what the hell are you doing, man? But then I took a step back, and I was almost like grateful for it. And I realized that, okay, you did that. That sucks. You're alive still. The gun didn't fire, man. You have this opportunity now to change. And, you know, it wasn't as easy as a simple that moment, and I never took a Xanax bar again. You know, I struggled throughout then, you know, with substances, and, you know, started hanging out with the wrong people again. But I just slowly started to realize that because I had gone so dark in my life, and I had experienced such tremendous suffering of my own, that the light or the positive side or the good side or the happiness started to feel so good, even better than it would have if I didn't experience those crazy tough times. And then it was like, I just started living like I was high on life all the time, because I started to pick up these habits, you know, started to realize how good life could be. And I started to want to show other people that and say, hey, you can do it too. You know, you don't have to put a freaking 38 special to your head and pull the trigger and not have it fire to be happy. Let me show you. And then one day, as the song Gucci Gang came out and it was very popular, and I'm a very intense, passionate person, always firing on all cylinders, my friend was like, dude, you're always so happy and bubbly. You're just happy gang, happy gang, happy gang. You know, like making fun of me as the song was Gucci Gang. And all of a sudden I went, happy gang. And I went, I like that. I like that. You know, that's controversial. People will say happy gang. You know, anytime I tell someone happy gang, they look at me like, happy gang? Almost like if you ask someone, are you happy? Am I happy? No one asked me that, you know? I want to flip the script on the word gang. Nothing in life has any meaning except for the meaning we give it. So I want to get as many people and show as many people, you know, through my coaching, through my content, whatever it is that they decide to do, that together we can all realize that the journey towards happiness is a choice, and we can end human suffering.
Wow. Well, I have a couple questions. So I think I'll start with that mission of ending human suffering. A lot of people I met kind of say that suffering is a part of the human condition. Suffering is a part of life.
Absolutely.
Can it truly be eliminated?
I think that suffering is perception, right? So, you know, I was suffering very badly when I was going through those things, and I was always trying to escape my reality. But I don't suffer anymore because I don't look at it as suffering. Now I look at that as the biggest blessing that's ever happened to me. Because if I didn't put that gun to my head and I didn't do all those things, do you think I'd be living here in this moment being so passionate and excited about having this conversation with, are you happy? Right? Is that suffering, or is that an amazement? Is that the greatest blessing of all life? Is the fact that suffering is happiness. That's what happiness is realizing how bad, or not really bad, but all the tough times that you went through allow you to feel the joys in life. That sometimes people's problem is that they think that they shouldn't have any problems.
Wow. Wait, you said sometimes people's problem is that they think that they shouldn't have any problem.
Yeah, it's from Tony Robbins. I'll take it directly from him and quote him, and excuse my language. I am sometimes explicit because I believe in being real and genuine and authentic. But he says, your problem is that you think you shouldn't have any fucking problems. That's people's problem, is that they're sitting there feeling sorry for themselves, as if everybody doesn't suffer. Everybody suffers. Some people just use those moments of suffering to boost them up, to adapt and change.
You want to eliminate suffering. You're really saying you want to change the perception of suffering?
Essentially, yeah. Because, I mean, when I say, you know, and that's a broad statement, right, end human suffering, I'm not saying I'm going to go out and be this mystical being who allows people to never feel depression or anxiety, right? But I do believe that I can end suffering for someone. When I say suffering, right, I'm not talking about the hard times. I'm talking about people who are addicted to their own suffering, who continue to make excuses and feel bad for themselves and talk about, poor me, I got dealt a shitty hand, yada, yada, yada. I got news, okay? There's people who were child sex slaves that are some of the happiest people ever now, okay? There's people that have been handed everything to them in life, gotten a free ride. Daddy gives them $1 million in a trust fund. They're miserable. Well, that doesn't make sense, right? Money can buy happiness. Like when we have money and we have everything figured out, we're happy. No, the happiness comes from figuring the shit out and from falling in love with the growth and the progress, not the results.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right. I think our paths were meant to cross.
No, absolutely, brother. I'm just so happy that you got my email and reached back out because I figured there'd be a couple, but I was like, I know if I get this guy on a Zoom call, he will feel the energy.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
that we were meant to cross.
So, tell me about your path to sobriety and where you are now in your life.
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest thing with me is I believe in not abusing things, right? I personally don't believe it's as much of a path of the straight and narrow, never using substances as it is understanding, what's going to benefit you in the long run.
Yeah.
And whether it's a substance or it's some sort of other outlet, are you using it to escape your reality because you don't like your life, right? So for me, I didn't like my life. I didn't like my circumstances. So when I popped Xanax and I drank, I felt numb and I didn't feel anything, right? Now there are people, it's all about your intentions, right? So like some people will go out, right? They drink a beer to cheers to their reality. They're saying, I'm so glad that we did this, right? And they celebrate. Some people go and they drown their problems in a bottle. But to answer your question, on my path to all of this, and I would say more my journey towards happiness in a sense, right? Because I wasn't sober from the get-go once I quit, right? Because I still had my hurdles along the way. It was just more understanding that what I'm telling you is like not wanting to escape my reality. If you want to escape your reality, then you should try to change it, That's also from Tony Robbins. Some of my inspiration, a lot of it comes from Tony Robbins.
You totally get it. You get it.
Yeah. That's funny you say that because I call it getting it. I say some people.
I call it getting it too.
It's people that are on this wavelength, dog. That's what it is. Some people, their brain functions differently, and everybody can get to that point, but not everybody has these moments that allow them to cruise on this wavelength, to feel the vibrations, the energy, the frequency in which the universe conducts itself in, right?
That's so funny, dude. I say getting it so many times that my followers now will say, "Oh, he gets it," or
let's go, baby. Spark a change in the world. Let's get it.
And okay, so where are you in the world now?
I'm in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah.
And are you are you home? Are you with family?
I just live alone in a 1-bedroom apartment, pretty minimalistic lifestyle. I'm a full-time entrepreneur and coach for Happy Gang. So I offer, services and coaching programs that allow people to, I teach people, how to change their lives in a very not structured setting, I should say, but, a very step-driven, this is what you have to do to get here. Everybody can get here. You just have to be willing to take action. And to give you a little bit of backstory, I sold cars for 3.5 years. Right when I got out of high school, almost when I was like 19, started selling cars. Okay, I can do sales. I got the personality to do it. Started making good money. Started saying, ooh, once I get this money, once I get X amount of dollars, man, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so pumped. But what was funny is I was actually really happy saying once I get to the X amount of dollars, but I thought my happiness was on the other side, right? Like was at that X amount of dollars. Get X amount of dollars, I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? I have money. I can do these things, right? And it's just been this like kind of never ending journey of just finding myself. Like, who am I really? Like, what do I want to do? Not what do my parents want me to do? Not what do you want me to do in this conversation, but what do I want to do in this conversation, right? What do I want you to know about me? That's my real self. And that's where I think happiness lies, is bringing out the real you, not the fake you, not the surface level you, but the real you, the deep you.
Right. And so you said you're an entrepreneur. How is business going now?
Amazing, amazing. The second I started to throw my feet into the fire and just start trusting the universe and just start taking action and just actually break away from the 9 to 5, is start taking off, started getting clients, started helping people, you know what I mean? Taking people through my programs. And in the beginning, it was like just helping people out and, you know, offering advice and stuff like that. But I didn't have it structured to where I could offer something, you know, like actually offer someone a service. You know, I was just saying that I was a coach or in the process of it, but not actually doing it, you know? So once I started to just really trust it, and then the biggest part of that was helping people out of like the genuine sincerity just from my heart, like helping people who were struggling, right? And then that translated into other things.
Not that dumb certifications or education matter at all, but do you like, did you have to go through some sort of good?
No. And I, you know, part of me has wondered, you know, should I really like buy like a life coaching course or something? But I live by life experience, man.
Right, exactly.
Build your life resume if you're familiar with Jesse Itzler, you know, like experience always outdoes book knowledge, right?
Yeah.
I've done it. I was miserable and now I'm happy as hell. Who else to teach you, right?
So what's next? All right. I mean, unless you have any questions for me, like what?
Yeah, I want to know okay, I understand that you wanted to get deep, you wanted to spark, you know, change, that you wanted to start asking these deep questions. Two things. What is your why? What really made you like actually send it, actually do it? Quit making excuses about how you have to, you know, live this 9 to 5 job or whatever and do it on the side. What made you do it like full force, full time?
Well, it's something I'd been passionate about my entire life, filmmaking, telling stories through camera. And the only thing that had been inhibiting me from doing it full time, all the time, was the financial aspect of it. So as soon as I saw an inkling of an out from the 9 to 5 corporate gig, I jumped on it. I had been hired by a production company to do this documentary, basically.
Oh, cool.
I left my job, you know, that was paying very well. It was very comfortable and blah, blah, blah. And literally the day before I was going to start shooting this documentary, the company called me and they're like, hey, we had a change of leadership in the company and we're not moving forward with this project anymore. You know, here's a kill fee, you know, so it goes. So I, you know, not really out of desperation, more so out of like just pursuing that passion that I had. I was like, I believe in this documentary and I think it's worth just doing it. In my head, I was like, oh, well, they just need to see a trailer for this documentary. Once I start traveling and start recording and start having these experiences, I'll edit something together and this company will see it and they'll love it. And they didn't. They saw it and they still passed. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to give them another chance. Obviously they're missing something. So I tricked them into dinner and I brought my laptop there. I showed it to them, like, guys, look, this documentary, there's something here. People will love this thing. And, you know, they still said no. So around that time, you know, quarantine was happening. And I was like, wow, let me just start uploading these myself. I made a trailer, like another trailer just for myself, not thinking about what anybody else would want, what a company would want, what a creative director, you know, that I wish would hire me would want. Like what would I want out of a happiness documentary? And so I just put like the realest answers. I didn't even try to make it feel positive. It's, in fact, positivity, I feel like isn't really my thing. It's like the honesty.
Gotcha. Real.
Yeah. And I put that together and I finally saw like what the true gem of the documentary is. It's like it's varying answers across different cultures. You have a girl in India who says no, she's not happy because she ran away from home, and that's just as valuable as a really happy Mormon in Utah telling me that he's the happiest he's ever been. And the difference in cultures and the difference in sort of answers all surrounding happiness is like where the true gem of the documentary was at. So I narrowed in on that. I followed through on that. started uploading, and I mean, as of now, we're like at over 1 million people that, you know, are following this thing.
That's awesome, man. You want to know what I thought the funniest part of all of that was? The happy Mormon in Utah, because it's funny because I'm not Mormon, but it's funny that that like, were you referring to me or someone else?
Well, I was referring to somebody else. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
I
that makes
met this
sense.
guy
That
in
makes sense.
Utah.
That makes
I
sense.
met
I
this
got you.
Mormon in Utah, and it's like he was our first viral video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have to show it to you. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It was over in by Zion, Springdale.
Okay, yeah. That's cool,
Um,
man.
and so, I mean, obviously, you know, we're on a similar wavelength, have similar things going on. What are some ways that you think, and we could talk about all of this when I actually get there, but
Yeah.
what are some ways you think that, you know, we could work together?
Well, I mean, for me, it was like, like I've never done anything like this before. Okay, like where I've gone really. I mean, you gotta think. I just was like, fuck it, dude. Like I'm gonna just offer to fly him out, right? Like that's a little scary for someone who just stepped into the entrepreneurial realm like not too long ago, right? But I was like, you gotta take risks to send it. So I think really just if we get some content together,
Yeah.
like if I have you in some of my videos, bro, and I tell people to go check out your page because your page is dope, and you do the same for me, we're just gonna build off of each other.
Yeah.
And just really maintaining a relationship, because obviously there's people out there, who have like awesome stories and stuff like that. But I don't think like as much as me and you, where this is like our life purpose. I mean, that's what I feel mine is. Like I feel like I'm a light down here to just show people the light. I'm not telling you or telling anybody that the light is the way, the positivity is the way, right? But I'm telling you, look, I'm telling you like why I'm so happy, why I'm so passionate about life. If you want to learn how to be, do certain positive traits and understanding the real aspect of it, right? Like I can show you. So if we just work together and show people together, and talk about the sheer fact that, maybe we even make a video where we talk about taking risks, man. Like I randomly reached out to you, said, do you want, like I can fly you out here and we don't even know each other, right? Some people, they'd be, that's crazy, man. You don't know this guy. I mean, you could go sleep on his futon and, something could happen to you, but dude, who cares? Like you can tell people's vibe. You can tell by their energy, by your gut intuition and feelings, what people's intentions are typically,
Yeah.
So I think really just collaboration, and I'd like to know more about your successes, and maybe you can help me, reach more people and stuff like that. If you understand TikTok or Instagram or certain things about it, and just really just grow off of each other is the biggest thing.
Dude, every day I get voice messages from people that are like in the throes of depression and unhappiness, and to be honest, like I'm at a point now where I can't take any more of it. I will listen to the messages and look out for people in immediate danger, and if I sense something that I'll jump on it. But unfortunately, it's just me doing this. Unfortunately, it's just a lot of like, thanks for sending this voice message. Thanks. Just basically a thank you. But it'd be really great if there was a way for me to be like, hey, you should talk to this guy. Yeah.
You're brilliant, bro. I didn't even put the pieces of the puzzle together, but I was thinking about that. I was going, how does this guy answer all of these messages? I mean, I bet you he's getting blown up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah man, that's
crazy. I like every time I refresh my phone, it's like a dozen new messages. That's just constant. People want to tell you their story.
Yeah.
They want, like, this idea that, oh, you can't leave your home. It's crazy. It's scary out there. People are bad. People don't want to talk. They don't want to share. It's all wrong. People want to show you their heart. They want to tell you their life experience. It's just a matter of your vibe and your frequency and making them feel comfortable.
Well, and I think, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and this show has allowed people to do that. So it's just a constant stream now.
Yeah. Well, and even maybe if we touch on something along the lines of like excuses, just in the example that you had every excuse in the book not to do this.
Right.
You would have been totally justified, and people wouldn't even view it as an excuse. Well, dude, you tried, you left your job. I mean, you even went the extra step to, really take them out to dinner and show them. But man, you tried. No, I don't believe in trying. There's failures and there are successes, and we fail and we fail and we fail until we experience success. And you did that, bro. You didn't let anything stop you. You made that your mission, and you made the shit happen during a pandemic. Wow. I broke away from the 9 to 5, finally started experiencing true happiness and building my brand and doing coaching for others. And I felt the happiest, most financially set in all aspects of my life. I'm the healthiest I've ever been in the midst of a pandemic. And you did the same thing. Right? So if me and you didn't have an excuse, no one has an excuse. I get that everybody goes through tough times, but it's showing them, look, you can do this too. You just got to believe in yourself as much as I do, right? You got to be the person who believes in yourself more than anybody.
All right. Well, look, we obviously have a lot to talk about. I don't want to blow it all on a call. I'm excited to get out there. I'm excited to meet you. Unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about, I want to save some of it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, really get it when it's me and you.
Yeah. What I'm working on now for the show is like, I'm going to do like happypeople.me. And it'll be a hub basically for the Are You Happy community, where they can support the show through monthly donations. And with each increase in donation amount, they get more benefits. They get access to unreleased videos. They get access to full interviews, all this sort of stuff. And then I feel like one of those pricing plans, in a way, could be like life coaching. Pay this monthly amount, and you get half hour a week or whatever. We could talk about the details of that.
Absolutely.
I think it could be really great. If you feel like it's obviously it's a big responsibility because it's like people's lives. But I'm sure
I'll tell you the crazy thing, brother, and I don't know what it is, but when I'm coaching, when I'm talking to you, when I get really passionate, okay, it's like, it's me subconsciously, man. Like, it just takes over. Like the higher self, whatever you want to believe in, bro, it just takes over, bro.
I get what you're talking about.
Like, it just starts coming. So like, for whatever reason, bro, there's like no fear for me for some reason. Like, okay, yeah, your life is in my hands. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do everything I can. And if it doesn't work out, I did everything I could. Like, what else is there to do? Right. Not do anything and let it happen. So in the meantime, bro, definitely, if you're experiencing those messages, man, just send them to my page. Just say, hey, check out this page and talk to this guy, because like, for whatever you want to say, you're really busy, you get a lot of messages, whatever it is, because I got the time, man. And it'll eventually get to the point where it might be too much. But in the meantime, man, you send them my way, and I've got the blueprint, man. I'd love to help those people. That's how we expand our reach, It's me doing certain things and you doing certain things, and we work together. We understand our weaknesses and our strengths, and we pass them along so that we can really, expand consciousness and make productive change.
What do you mean by expand consciousness?
Well, here's the thing, man. When you talk to people like myself, okay, you get a certain feeling inside you, right? Like almost excitement, right? Like you feel the energy, you feel like we really are on the same wavelength. That's because our minds are going like this, okay? What a lot of people do is, no, I'm left wing, you're right wing, right? No, I'm Bernie, you're Trump. No, I'm Hillary, you're this. And they just butt heads, and we don't get anywhere, man. This is their consciousness, man. This is their soul. This is the real them. They're not getting anywhere. If anything, they're butting themselves down. Us as a society, the whole world, America, the United States, they're dividing. You know what I mean? They're starting to go into segregations, bro. In order to evolve, man, into the beings that we want to become, to really further this existence that we have on Earth, we have to expand consciousness, man. We've got to, you're saying that Are You Happy is an inlet into their soul, right? Yeah, that's how we evolve, is we talk with our souls. We have everybody's souls come out, not the 3D body, not what this world appears to be, but what it really is. And everybody's interpretation of that is different. I don't care what religion you are, if you believe in Muhammad, Allah, right, God, whatever it is, they're all the same, bro. Right. They all have to do good unto others, bro.
Yes,
help
exactly.
each other, serve other people, be nice, be kind, right? Like that's how we expand consciousness. So when I say expand consciousness, I mean there's more to it than us just having fun during this conversation, but we're actually growing and evolving as human beings. Me and you are expanding consciousness. We may not realize it directly, but this conversation is actually making the world a better place because I've taught you things and you've taught me things. Therefore, we are better people who can do more good unto others.
You get it.
I love it, dude. I love that you use that, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody who gets it too will know what you're saying. You can go up to someone, bro, before you even ask them, are you happy? Just say, hey, do you get it? You don't even know them. And they'll go, oh, bro, you get it? Or they'll go, what the hell are you saying? What do you mean? Do I get what? Right?
Yeah.
No, do you get it, bro? Do you get it?
That's funny. All right. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 22.
Okay, awesome.
What
26.
about you? 26?
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Are you from Utah originally?
I am, yes.
Huh. So I sensed a bit of East Coast there.
Oh, really? I don't know, man. Past life, another life, I'm not sure.
All right, dude. I gotta get back to work here.
Good, brother.
I texted you from my phone, so you have my phone number.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So we could continue our chat there.
Do me a favor, because I really like to get stuff handled. If you can send me over whatever I need to do to just buy and book the tickets so we can get it all wrapped up. I don't know what's going to be easiest. If you want me to just Venmo you some cash or you want me to actually purchase the tickets, whatever's easiest for you, you just let me know and let's get it done.
I will shoot you an email this evening.
Okay, perfect. Hey, you have a positive rest of your day, my friend. Take care.
Be happy, all right?
Always.
Bye.